And good afternoon, everyone. It's time for Strat-O-Matic Baseball. Spokane Steve here with you. I'm going to take a little slow on the introduction today. Jeffrey Guterman's in the 8th inning of an exciting seesaw battle between the Giants and the Reds, 1969 replay currently. But he should be done pretty soon. Let's spend some time on the particulars of this ball game. It's the Houston Astros at the Atlanta Braves, the first of a three-game series. This is the first game on the schedule of April 29th, 1966. So we're through with those weird 1 and 2 game series. A lot of those 1 game series rain makeups or something? I don't really know. A very odd schedule there the last week of April. Two evenly matched squads here. Houston comes in at 9-7, Atlanta at 7-9. You could say the one has probably overachieved a little bit, and the Braves, who as a team lead the National League in runs scored, have probably underachieved just a tad. On the mound, see, LeMaster's a left-hander. Barry Latman for Houston. LeMaster, let me make sure I don't screw that up, right? Latman a righty for Houston, Denny LeMaster for the Braves. Latman that year had a fine 2.71 ERA in 103 innings, only 88 hits allowed. LeMaster 11-8 with a 3.74 in 27 starts, 171 innings. As far as our replay stats on the season now, Latman has been in 3 games, 2 starts. He's 1-0 with a 1.62 earned run average. That would place him 3rd in the National League at the moment. And he's only allowed 13 hits in 16 2/3 innings. LeMaster has made 3 starts, 1 complete game. He's 2-0 with a 3.00 ERA and 24 innings. So 3 starts, 24 innings. Not hard to figure that he's averaged 8 innings a start. So he's been a workhorse so far, a bullpen saver, if you will, for Atlanta. Latman with the 2 starts and 1 relief appearance. It's difficult to say how many innings he's averaged. But I'll go over the lineups and we can get this one underway here. For the Astros, leading off at second base, it's little Joe Morgan, leads the National League in walks. Batting second, Sonny Jackson at shortstop. Jimmy Wynn, the toy cannon, in center field. Dave Nicholson is back in the lineup in right field, hitting 4th. Chuck Harrison will play first base today against the left-hander. He'll bat 5th. Rusty Staub moves over to left field in the 6th spot. Bob Aspromonte is at 3rd. John Bateman will do the catching and hit 8th, and Latman bats 9th. For the Braves, it'll be Felipe Alou leading off in left field. Gary Geiger is in center field again in the 2 spot. Hank Aaron in right field bats 3rd. Gene Oliver will do the catching today and hit cleanup. And another one of those, I have to question some of these lineup selections. A day off for Joe Torre, but why in the world would you bat Gene Oliver cleanup? And he's got power, no question about that. That's 3, 5, 6, just over 6.5 home run chances against righties. But very little else, not much on base. Anyway, Lee Thomas at first base hits 5th. Eddie Matthews is at 3rd. Sandy Alomar at second base again. Moves up to the 7th spot today. Woody Woodward's at shortstop, hitting 8th, so a day off for Dennis Menke as well. And LeMaster batting 9th. So LeMaster ready to work here. Left-handed pitcher. Joe Morgan stepping in, left on left. Let's get to some of the numbers here. Morgan, as I said, 15 walks atop the National League. Morgan comes in batting .259. His 15 runs scored are also among the league leaders. He has 1 home run, 6 runs batted in. And the umpire says play ball. Oliver flashes the signs to LeMaster. Here's the windup and the pitch, left on left. That's going to be a 4-5 to Morgan. He struck him out. And we are underway here. Hey, you bet. Friday afternoon, partly sunny in the mid-40s in Spokane. Very nice day out, actually. And here is Sonny Jackson now, another left-handed hitter. A lot of lefties in the Astro lineup against LeMaster. You've got 1, 2, 3. I was going to say 4, but no, they benched Gentile for Harrison. So here's Jackson. Sonny Jackson hitting .317 coming into the game. Here's the pitch from LeMaster. A 6-9 to the left-hander. Swung on and missed strike 3. And oh my goodness. Denny LeMaster announcing his presence with authority. And here's the toy cannon. Jimmy Wynn now leads the National League in runs batted in with 16. He has 5 home runs. He's hitting .333, a cool 21 for 63. 2 outs, nobody on. Here's the windup and the pitch to the toy cannon. A 1-6, high fly ball to deep left field. Back goes Alou. It's gone. Wynn's done it again. His 6th home run of the year. That's 17 RBIs. And his league lead has just increased. The 6 home runs will tie him for second. Mays has 7. So a cannon shot by Jimmy Wynn, and Houston's on the board. 1-0 Houston here in the first inning, just getting started. And here's Dave Nicholson now. Nicholson comes in hitting .344, 11 for 32. He's played in 9 of the 16 ball games. He has 1 home run and 4 RBIs. LeMaster into the windup now. Here's the pitch. It's a 4-6. Walks him, ball 4. 4-6 to the right-hander is a walk, and Nicholson's aboard. Nicholson not a threat to steal. And here's Chuck Harrison now. I want to check his real-life card. 256, 434 at-bats, so he played quite a bit. 9 home runs. He hasn't played as much yet in the replay. He's hitting .421. He's 8 for 19. Only been in 8 games, so a lot of those at-bats came as a pinch hitter. He has a home run and 4 runs batted in, as LeMaster from the stretch now delivers to Harrison on a 2-9, and he draws a walk. So LeMaster struck out the first 2 batters. Then after the homer to Win, he's walked 2 consecutively. And that'll bring up Le Grand Orange, Rusty Staub. Staub comes into the game batting .327. No home runs, but 11 RBIs. Places him second on the team to Win, of course. Left on left now, first and second as runners take their lead from the stretch. Pitch to Staub is a 4-8, single to 12, but on a 16, that liner is going to be right into the glove of Lee Thomas, and that will retire the side. So Staub almost drove in a run there. Hit it hard, but right at the first baseman, and that will set down the Astros. They get a run on the Jimmy Wynn homer and leave 2. And at the end of half, it's Houston 1, Atlanta coming to bat. Latman's been magnificent so far in the young season. He does have a very nice card, too. And it will be Felipe Alou to lead things off for the Braves. Alou comes in batting .356. 2 home runs, 11 RBIs. Latman gets the sign from Bateman now. The windup and the pitch to Felipe is a 5-8 to the right-hander. That's a grounder to second base X. That's going to be Joe Morgan, a 3E30. Morgan ranges behind the bag. Here's the roll on the play in 19. He's there. He's got it. Turns and throws in time. 1 down. So 4-3X, Alou retired. Nice play by Morgan. And here's Gary Geiger now. Geiger hasn't played much. He's 4 for 19, a homer and 3 RBIs. He started the last game for the Braves, and he's starting again today. He's their best defensive center fielder, so it kind of makes sense. How much did he come to plate that year? He only had 126 at-bats, so apparently his starting status will be short-lived. But here he is now with 1 down. Latman into the windup. pitch to Geiger. 5-4 to the left-hander is catcher's card X. That will be Bateman. Bateman a 3E9. And here's the play on a 14. It's a pop out to the catcher. Fine play by Bateman. 2X, 2 down, and here comes Henry Aaron. Let's take a look at Aaron's numbers. Aaron batting only .231. However, he does have 6 home runs and 14 RBIs. Latman from the full windup now. Here's the pitch to Aaron. That's going to be a 4-6. He pops him up on the left side. Jackson under it. He's there. And it's a 1-2-3 inning for Latman. We played an inning here in Atlanta, and it's Astros 1, Braves nothing. And just getting started, like I say. So sit down, relax, and prepare to enjoy yourselves with another exciting game of Strat-O-Matic baseball. That reminds me of that album by Lenny and Squiggy. Remember them from the old Laverne and Shirley show? They actually did an album, a music album, live, yeah, believe it or not, called Lenny and the Squigtones. And he comes out and says, announces the band, and he says, so sit down, no, stand up, relax, and dance to the rhythmist beats of Lenny and the Squigtones. And Razor's here. Welcome, Razor. To answer your question, it only takes about 5 minutes. Very easy to do. 1-0 Astros. They're going to send up Strat-O-Matic, Bateman, and Latman in the bottom of the order here against LeMaster. I'm looking at Strat-O-Matic's numbers for you guys here. Now, Strat-O-Matic comes in hitting .227, but 3 home runs and 9 RBIs. LeMaster winds up and deals. Here's the pitch, a 6-5 to the right-hander. Is a grounder to shortstop X. That'll be Woodward. Woody, a 3E34 down there. Let me make sure I've got that right. Is that right? Does not sound right to me. Yeah, he is, a 3E34. Just double checking that. And here's the roll on the play. Dice on the floor. Woodward into the hole, and it's a 6. He's got it. Fine diving play by Woodward to his feet. Throws across in time. Oh, my goodness, what a sparkler by Woody Woodward. 6-3X retires Strat-O-Matic. And welcome, Jack Brooks. Glad to have you, sir. And the weather is weather Long Island. How is the weather in Long Island, Jack? 1 away, and here's Bateman. LeMaster gets the side. Here's the windup on the pitch. That's a 6-4 to the right-hander. Grounder to short X. Same thing again. That's going to be Woodward, a 3E34. Behind the bag this time, they're rolling the play. He's there. He's got it. Over to Thomas, 2 down. So 2 X plays to short, handled by Woody. And with 2 away, Latman will be the batter. Latman, a right-handed hitter, 2W. LeMaster's pitch on a 1-8, swung on and missed strike 3. And down goes Latman. Not all that surprising. It's a 1-2-3 inning for Denny LeMaster. Not all that surprising that he struck out the pitcher, I meant. And we'll go to the bottom of the second. Still 1-0 Astros. And Gene Oliver is going to lead it off for Atlanta. I don't think he's played very much. Oliver has one game, 1 at bat on the season. He's 0 for 1. So Oliver getting a chance to start today with Joe Torre having a day off. Latman into the windup now. Pitch to Oliver on a 2-11 as a tapper down to second base. Charging it is Morgan. He's got it. Over to Harrison, 1 down. Oh, gotcha. Spokane weather is Long Island weather. It's funny how close we parallel Long Island, and I've also noticed Philadelphia is pretty close. My friend had a daughter in school at Penn a few years back, and I used to follow the weather pretty closely during that time. The weather in Philly, of course, I mean. One away, and here's Lee Thomas. Thomas comes into the game hitting a subpar 200, 13 for 65, 1 homer and 5 RBIs. Lattner lined up down the pitch, a 5-7 to the lefty. That's going to be a triple to 3, but on a 19, Thomas is going to settle for a long single. And Lee Thomas is on with 1 out. So Lee Thomas down to first. And welcome Kurt Miller. Wow. That's pretty nice for Detroit, I would think, at this time of year. Here's Matthews. Matthews hitting 231, 2 homers, 4 RBIs. Latman from the stretch now. Pitch to Eddie Matthews is a 5-7 left-handed, same number as a single, 2 stars. Base hit into right, Matthews. Thomas will round and head into third. And Atlanta has something going here in the bottom of the second. Runners at the corners and 1 out. And here's Sandy Alomar. Alomar, well, there's no real polite way to say it. It's a terrible card. He's in there for his D, I guess, a 3-17 at second. With 1 out, the Astros will play at double play depth. Actually, they won't. They're going to pull the infield in here. In a surprise move, they'll pull the infield in the second inning. Here's the pitch to Alomar. It's a 1-4, grounder to first base B, and that's why. Infield in, ground ball B, they throw down to third, and they've got the lead man. How about that? Runner on third is out. So that's going to go 3-5. Thomas is caught off the bag at third, and they get the lead runner. 2 down, first and second. Infield in pays off. And why did I do that, you might say? Well, I just glanced at Alomar's card, and there's not a ground ball A on there. So you're trying to set up for a double play against a player who doesn't hit into many. I mean, he could have hit one on Latman's card, I suppose. He's got a few ground ball A chances, plus, of course, the X chart. Anyway, that was the thinking, and it pays off here for Houston as they get the lead runner. And here's Woody now with 2 down. Woody had a very nice game the other day. Here's the pitch. It's a 6-6 to the right-hander. Single to 2, but on a 12, that liner is going to be speared by Aspermane, and that's going to do it. So Latman pitches out of the first and third 1-out jam. No runs, 2 hits, 2 left on. We've played 2. Deuces wild, as Vinny would say. We've played 2, and it's 1-0 Houston. And welcome Mike C. Oh, there's the Philly weather. This is the man I need, yeah. So a bit warmer in Philadelphia today. It's a good thing it warmed up in Philly, too, because we don't want that crack in the Liberty Bell to get any larger. I don't know where the hell I came up with that shit, but anyway. Well, you know, cold and expansion, whatever. I don't know what's wrong with me today. I'm very tired today, so I might be silly. I don't know. We'll see. Top of the third, it's the top of the order for the Astros. Joe Morgan to lead it off. He struck out his first time up. Left on left. Lemaster to Morgan on a 3-3. Tapper down to first base. That's going to be Thomas ranging to his right. Underhands to Lemaster covering, and there's 1 down. And welcome Franklin Lawn, and absolutely Kurt Miller, the father of Roberto and the other Alomar too, right? Isn't there? He had 2 sons that played. Roberto, of course, a Hall of Famer. Oh, the catcher, Sandy Jr. He was a good player, too. Here's Sonny Jackson now. He struck out in the first. LeMaster the winder. Pitch to Sonny, a 4-7 against the lefty. Swung on and missed strike 3. LeMaster's got Jackson's number today. 2 at-bats, 2 strikeouts. And here's the toy cannon now. His home run, the only scoring in the game so far. LeMaster into the windup. 5-5 to the right-hander. Struck him out. Oh my, he caught the outside corner with a breaking ball. Wynn just stood there. Wynn's jawing with the umpire now. Now he just finally calms down. It's a 1-2-3 inning for LeMaster. For those who weren't here at the beginning of the game, I'd like to point out again that Jimmy Wynn now leads the National League in runs batted in with 17. And they've played, this is their 17th game, so that's very impressive to say the least. LeMaster will lead it off for Atlanta. Left-handed pitcher, but he bats right. He's a 1W. Latman in the windup now. It's going to be a 5-6 to the righty. It's a tapper down to shortstop. Jackson has it. Throws him out, 1 away. And here's Felipe. Felipe came into the game, as I mentioned previously, hitting .356. He bounced out to second in the first inning, and now Latman winds and deals. That's going to be a 5-8 against the right-hander. A grounder to second base X. That's going to be Morgan, 3E30. I'm knocking the whole thing around here. Morgan ranges in behind the bag. That's going to be a 15, and he's got it. Throws him out. 2 away quickly in the third. So a repeat of Alou's first at bat, 4-3X, 2 down, and here's Gary Geiger. Geiger popped out to the catcher his first time up. Latman gets his sign now. Here's the windup. Pitch to Geiger, a 2-5, base hit into right field. And that's good news for Atlanta because that means that Henry Aaron is going to come to bat with a runner on base. And that's what they like to see down here in Atlanta. Aaron hitting with men on base. Aaron popped out to short his first time up. Latman studying the signs. Now from the stretch, the pitch to Hank Aaron. It's a 6-9. He struck him out. Froze him with a fastball on the lower inside corner. Holy crap. No runs a hit, 1 left. We've played 3 here in Atlanta. It's Houston 1, Atlanta nothing. And it looks like we have another pitcher's duel, at least so far. Both of these pitchers off to very nice starts on the young season. LeMaster 2-0 in 3 starts. Latman 1-0 in 2 starts, with 1 relief appearance. And here's Dave Nicholson to lead it off for Houston in the 4th. LeMaster, the lefty, stares in to get his sign. Here's the windup and the pitch to Nicholson. A 3-7 against the left-hander. Single to 1-6, and on a 5, that's going to be in there just past the glove of Matthews. Alou over to back it up quickly. Nicholson rounds and holds on at first with a leadoff single. Nicholson not a threat to steal. Average base runner. And here's Chuck Harrison now. Harrison walked his first time up. LeMaster getting his sign. Now from the stretch. To Chuck Harrison, it's a 6-7 to the right-hander. Grounder to second base X. That's going to be Alomar. 3E17. This could be 2. Here's the roll on the play. It's a 1. No, he's not going to get it. This is a single 2 stars. Holy cow, that squibber scoots right by Alomar. Harrison's got a single. Nicholson will keep on chugging and go into third on that. Sorry about that, guys. The phone rang. Hopefully we're back now. Runners at the corners and nobody out, and here's Rusty Staub. Staub lined to second his first time up. Left on left now as LeMaster comes set. Atlanta at double play depth. Here's the pitch to Staub on a 3-7. He pops him up on the right side. Thomas under it now. Infield fly rule is called, and there is one away. Infield still back for Bob Aspromonte. LeMaster from the stretch. The pitch to Bob, a 4-11 to the right-hander. Grounder to third. Boy, and that's lucky they played the infield back because that's going to be two. That's going to be Matthews down to Alomar to first, double play. And LeMaster pitches out of a first and third and nobody out jam. For Houston, no runs, 2 hits, they leave a man. And the pitching duel is intact. And Franklin Long says it's 67 in the Tampa area. Do you go to any Rays games, Franklin? Oh, and Kurt Miller points out that Chuck Harrison died last December 30th in Abilene, Texas. You mean December just a short time ago, 2023, I'm assuming. Well, rest in peace, Chuck. Latman getting loose for the fourth. Both pitchers in command here so far. And it will be Oliver, Thomas, and Matthews for Atlanta. Gene Oliver giving Joe Torre a day off today. Latman gets his sign, now the windup. Pitch to Oliver is a 5-7 to the right-hander. It's a double to 9, but it's an 18. That's going to be a playable fly ball for center fielder Jimmy Wynn, who runs it down in the gap. One down, and Lee Thomas will come to the plate now. He singled his first time up. Latman gets his sign. Pitch to Thomas is a 2-7 against the righty. A fly to center field. That's Wynn again. Backs up a little on this one. And puts the glove on it, 2 away. And here's Eddie Matthews. 2 down, nobody on. Latman into the windup. Pitch to Matthews, a 4-8. That's a tapper down to second base. Joe Morgan, easy play. Tosses over to Harrison, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for Latman. We played 4 here in Atlanta, and it is Astros 1, Braves nothing. And, first Franklin's response. There are minor league games that are cheaper. Oh, that's interesting. Let me ask you, do you think that's a reason for the Rays' low attendance? Are they really overpriced or something? Maybe they're jacked up their prices, trying to take advantage of all the retired folks. I don't know, that comes to my mind, and I have no real reason to believe that. Wow, 1-0 game after 4. It's going to be Bateman, Latman, and Morgan here in the top of the 5th. LeMaster gets his sign now, the left-hander deal. 5-10 to the right-handed Bateman. A shallow fly into center field. Geiger coming in on it. He's there. 1 away. And Latman will be the batter now. Right-handed batter. Here's the pitch from LeMaster on a 4-7. Swung on and missed strike 3. And for LeMaster now, that's his 6th strikeout of the game. Holy cow, let's take a look at that. 139 and 171 innings. That's solid for those days. Not spectacular, but solid. And with 2 away, it's Joe Morgan. LeMaster the windup. Pitched to little Joe, a 5-8, a triple to 3, and look at that, it is a 3. Down the right field line, scoots into the corner. Aaron running it down. Morgan rounding Aaron's throw. He's safe. Joe Morgan in the third with a 2-out triple. Holy cow. And for Morgan, that's his second triple of the season. He hit 8 in real life. And with 2 away, Sonny Jackson will be the hitter. Morgan at third, Jackson trying to pick him up. Lemaster trying to close out this inning from the windup. The pitch is a 1-7. Fly to right field, that's going to do it. Aaron's camped under it. He'll make the catch, and that'll do it. No runs a hit. They leave Morgan standing on third. And it's still 1-0 as we go to the bottom of the fifth. And when they do draw, it's for the Yankees and Red Sox. That's interesting. Bottom of the lineup for Atlanta. It's Alomar, Woodward, and Lemaster. Latman ready to go to work now. He gets his sign from Bateman. Here's the windup. Pitch to Alomar, 5-8 to the lefty is a grounder to second base X. That's Morgan again, 3E30. And here's the play. On an 8, that will be the error rating. It's a roll of a 10 on a 30. And Morgan makes a fine play and throws him out. So Morgan retires his opposite number on a fine play. And here's Woody. Woody lined to third his first time up. Latman to the windup. And here it is. It's a 2-3 foul out third base. That's going to be for Aspromane. 2 away quickly, and here's Lemaster. Lemaster bats right. And the pitch from Latman. 5-8 to the righty. Grounder to second base X. That's Morgan again. That's at least Morgan's 4th X chance of the game so far. And here's the play on a 13, and he's got that one and throws him out. Morgan's been fantastic down there at second base today, showing signs of things to come in the future, no doubt. Yeah, it's hard for me to picture Joe Morgan as a 3E30. 1-2-3 go the Braves in the 5th. We've played 5, and it's 1-0 Houston. Happy Friday, Dave Little, and welcome, sir. Nice to have you guys here today. Yeah, 1 for the Friday, and I'm doing a 5 p.m. game tonight. I tried a 4 yesterday. I'm trying to see if I can pull in some West Coast people with an evening game. Seems most of the people watching the afternoon game are on the East Coast, and hey, I'm perfectly fine with that. If you're a baseball fan, I don't care where you live. And frankly, there can't be a lot of places more boring than Spokane, Washington. So I really can't point any fingers, you know what I mean? It's going to be the heart of the order for Houston in the 6th inning. Wynn, Nicholson, and Harrison. Not Harrelson, Harrison. Wynn, 1 for 2 with a home run, the only run of the game so far. Lemaster, the windup of the pitch, a 3-5, and he walks him. Lemaster pitching carefully to the toy cannon. And he goes down to first on the walk. He's a star 15. Lemaster a -1, Oliver a +1, so they cancel each other out. We don't have to be held on. That'll make him a 1-13, and here's Dave Nicholson. Wynn held, here's Nicholson. Lemaster from the stretch. 1-7, he draws the walk. And Lemaster has suddenly lost control. He's walked the first 2 batters here in the 6th. He's an S8 as far as endurance goes, so that's not a factor. Be that as it may, there's going to be some action in the Atlanta bullpen. And Clay Carroll's getting loose down there. So 2 men on, nobody out, and here's Chuck Harrison. Harrelson's walked and singled in the game so far. Lemaster from the stretch. Pitch to Chuck, a 1-5. That's going to be 2, a grounder to shortstop. Woodward has it over to Alomar to Thomas, double play. So Lemaster gets a big ground ball there. Wynn goes into third, but there's 2 away now, and it's up to Rusty Staub. Fine piece of pitching by Denny Lemaster. Holy cow. Infield back, 2 down. Left on left, here's the pitch to Staub. On a 4-8 to the lefty. A single to 12, and on 11, that's going to be in there. Line drive single just past first base. Wynn will score. And it's 2-0 Houston. RBI for Rusty Staub, his 12th of the season. And that'll bring up Strat-O-Matic. Lemaster getting his sign now from the stretch. Pitch to Bob at 2-5. Fly into left field. That's going to be playable for Alou. Settles under it now and makes the catch to retire the side. 1 run, a hit. They leave 1. And it's 2-0 Houston. As we move to the bottom of the 6th. And Franklin is not impressed with Tropicana Field. He says the Trop is a piece of crap, basically. And Dave's struggling to stay awake in the Central Time Zone. And hell yes, Kurt Miller. Some are already in camp, I saw on MLB this morning. The MLB station. What a fine station that is. They've got some great commentators on there. Top of the order for Atlanta. In the bottom of the 6th, that's a Lou Geiger and the Hammer, Henry Aaron. And welcome, Gerald. Pleasure to have you. Latman into the windup now. The pitch to Alou is a 1-6. That's a triple to 7. And holy crap, that's going to be down and into the corner. Staub chasing it down. Alou rounding. Here he comes into third. Staub's throw. He's safe. And Felipe Alou has a leadoff triple. Joe Morgan tripled for the Astros in the 5th, so that's the 2nd triple of the game. And Alou standing at third base with nobody out. And here's Geiger. Latman in S6. This is his first inning of possible fatigue. And here's Geiger. They'll pull the infield in with nobody out. Infield in. Full windup. Pitch to Geiger on a 3-11. Grounder to first base A with the infield in. Runners hold. 5-3 is the play, and there's 1 out. And here comes Henry Aaron, and they'll push the infield back for Hank. I'm laughing at Dave's comment. Oh, that's hilarious. Here's Henry Aaron now. Braves trail by 2. They got a runner on third and 1 down. Latman into the windup. The pitch to Henry Aaron is a 2-6 against the righty. He struck him out. Aaron down on strikes for the 2nd time today. So twice Aaron has come up with a chance to hurt Houston, and both times Latman has found him. And now with 2 down, it'll be up to Gene Oliver. Latman into the windup. The pitch to Oliver, a 5-11 is a grounder to first base X. That's Harrison, a 2-13, fine defensive first baseman. And here's the play on a 14, that's the error rating. The 5 can always be trouble. E13 on a 5, and sure enough, Harrison boots it and a run will score. Oh my. E3, a Lewin to score. That'll be an unearned run against Latman. 2-1 ball game. And Lee Thomas will come to the plate. Thomas 1 for 2. From the stretch now, it's a 6-9, and he walks him. Oh, my goodness. Oliver down to second. Oh, look at that. And now there's action in the Houston pen. Don Lee warming down there. First and second, 2 down. And here's Eddie Matthews. One more hitter walk will fatigue Latman. Latman from the stretch. Here's the pitch on a 5-4 to the lefty. It's catcher's card X. That'll be Bateman, a 3-E9. And here's the play. On a 15, that'll be a pass ball and a foul out. So both runners move up on the pass ball, charge to Bateman. And then the foul out to the catcher ends the inning. So the Braves pick up an unearned run. On one hit, they leave a pair. We've played 6 in Atlanta. It is Houston 2, Atlanta 1. And boy, I kind of feel like the Braves have wasted quite a few chances against Latman in this one. LeMaster's pitched out of a couple of jams too. Twice ground ball double play in the 4th to end the inning, and again in the 6th with 2 on and nobody out. And welcome Russ Graham. Moonstone, Ontario. Is that anywhere near Thunder Bay or Blind River? Those are really the only places I know in Ontario. That's why I throw that out there. And Kurt, absolutely. I love those guys. I'm a big Harold Reynolds fan too, always have been, ever since he played second for the Mariners. Top of the 7th, 2-1 Houston. John Bateman will lead things off against Denny LeMaster. LeMaster gets his sign. There's the windup in the pitch to Bateman. It's a 2-8 fly ball to center field. Geiger right there to make the catch, 1 down. Here's Latman now. He's going to bat. 2 right-handed hitter, weak power. 2-5, single to 6. It just misses it on a 7, and that liner gets right into the glove of Sandy Alomar. Ho, he just missed a base hit. And with 2 away, it'll be Joe Morgan. Morgan 1 for 3 today, tripled in the 5th. LeMaster into the windup. Pitch to little Joe is a 4-2 to the lefty, and it's a base hit right up the middle for Joe Morgan, and he's 2 for 4. Morgan, a star stealer, 1-15. He'll have to be held on, making him a 1-13. The LeMaster Oliver -1/+1 combination cancel each other out. So 2 outs, Morgan held on, and here's Sonny Jackson. Pitch to Jackson, and Morgan's going 1-13. Here's the throw. He's out. Oh my God, what a throw by Oliver. So Morgan gambled 1-13, and he's gunned down by Oliver, and that will end the inning. No runs a hit, nobody left on. And Sonny Jackson left standing at the plate. Yes, Costas played Strat. Did any of you guys see that thing they did Oh, God, it was around the time I first started streaming, I want to say. They had Costas play a game of Strat-O-Matic against one of the MLB hosts, and they televised it. That was a lot of fun. Yeah, there you go, Mike. Wasn't that cool? I really enjoyed that. Then they had some of the interviews. They had, oh God, who was the center field? Doug Glanville. If you know this, you know where I'm going with this. Glanville, they gave him a 2 1 year in center, and he actually petitioned the game company. He thought he should have been a 1. And you know, I've looked at the numbers, and I have to agree with Glanville. And I know defensive numbers are not a perfect science, but looking at the numbers, I'm thinking, yeah, he probably should have been a 1. Bottom of the 7th, Atlanta trails by a run. A pitcher's duel here in Atlanta. Not what I expected. And it's going to be Alomar. See, it's the 7th inning now. Actually, we're going to hit for Alomar. Maybe. We could do a little better, not a lot better. Well, he could play second. Rico Cardi's going to come off the bench and bat for Alomar. Frank Bowling will go in and take over at second. Bowling a 3E16, almost exactly the same as Alomar. And here's Rico Cardi trying to get something going for the Braves. Latman gets his sign now. Lined up to pitch to Cardi. A 4-8, fly to center field. That's going to be playable for the toy cannon. He's right there. Makes the catch for the out. 1 away, and here's Woody. And sure, Franklin, yeah. Game of missed opportunities, absolutely. Although Latman's only allowed 4 hits. Seems like he's been in more trouble than that. I forgot to put the error in there. You'd think he would have walked a lot, but he's only walked 1. 4 hits and a walk, and it seems like he's been in a jam. Really, he was only in a jam in the 2nd, and then the leadoff triple in the 6th scored. The run he allowed was unearned. Lemaster, on the other hand, has scattered 6 hits, and he's walked 4. So here's Woody with 1 out. Latman the windup. Pitch to Woody, a 3-4 against the right-hander. Fly to right field. It's going to be an easy play for Nicholson. He's right there and snags it for the out, 2 down. And now the tough decision for Atlanta. Oh my God, do you hit for Lemaster at the bottom of the 7th? You almost have to, don't you? Yep, they'll send up a hitter for Lemaster. So Lemaster goes 7. Six hits, 4 walks, struck out 6, 2 earned runs. Clay Carroll will come on for the Braves. There's Carroll. He pitched in this game in real life along with Odell. And the batter will be Dennis Menke. So LeMaster's day is finished. Here's Menke. 2 outs, nobody on. Latman into the windup. 6-9 to the right-hander. Swung on and missed strike 3. And take a seat, Menke. 1-2-3 inning for Latman. We've played 7. It is 2-1 Houston. The surprising Astros. And here's Clay Carroll coming on now. Let's take a closer look at him. 8-7, 2.37. He made 3 starts, and most of his work was in relief. He had 11 saves, 144 innings of work. How's he doing in the replay, you may ask? Well, let's take a look. I don't think he's pitched a whole lot. He's only pitched 4 2/3 innings, 4 ball games. He's 0-1 with a save and a very high 9.64 ERA. And he'll be facing Jackson, Wynn, and Nicholson here in the 8th. I want to thank you guys for joining me today. Do me a favor and hit that like button for me. And join me at 5 p.m. Pacific for the Phillies at the Cubs. That's going to be Bunny and Dick Ellsworth. Jim Bunny, one of Jeffrey Guterman's favorite people. No, I jest. And Dave says Glanville used to crack on Greg Jeffries for being 5 foot. For being a 5 foot. But Jeffries had no clue what he meant. I bet he does, Gerald. Wouldn't surprise me at all. Here's Sonny Jackson, 0 for 2, struck out twice. That was against LeMaster, of course. Here's the windup and the pitch from Carroll, a 110 liner right into the glove of Woodward. Oh, being a 5. I get it now, absolutely. Oh, yeah, he would too. That's awesome. Jeffries, you're a 5. Yeah, I can remember sitting with my buddies as a young man at the ballpark and watch somebody in the outfield and say, yeah, I think he's a 3. And then he'd bundle a play and we'd both look at each other and go, no, he's a 4. And I still use those terms today when talking about players, especially to a couple of my buddies who are familiar with Strat. I'll be like, oh, yeah, that guy's a 1. He should get a 1. I really thought Volpe, the rookie shortstop for the Yankees, would get a 1, but he got a 2 his rookie year. The rookie shortstop from Colorado got a 1, Tovar. That's very impressive to get a 1 at short in your first year. Here's Wynn with 1 down, 1 for 2 with a home run. Carroll into the windup. It's a 1-3 against the righty. Base hit into right field. Wynn remains hot. 1 out single. He'll have to be held on. Carroll a -1. Oliver a +1. Makes Wynn a 1-13. And here's Nicholson. Carroll from the stretch. To Nicholson is a 5-8 to the right-hander. Grounder second base X. That could be 2. That's bowling. Inserted for defense. A 3E16. And here's the play. On a 4, he's not going to get that. It's a single 1 star. So bowling can't handle it. It's a base hit. Wynn will stop at second. And the Astros have something going in the 8th. First and second, 1 down. And here's Chuck Harrison. Momentary thought about bringing in Gentile. But they have the lead, and you'd much rather have Harrison's 2E13 down there at first base. At least that's how I would play it if I was Houston. So it's first and second, 1 out. Infield at double play depth. From the stretch, it's a 1-7, and that's going to be 2. It's a grounder to short. Woodward to Bowling to first. Double play. So Carroll gets the ground ball to get out of the inning. No runs, 2 hits, a man left. And tension mounts as it's a 2-1 game going to the bottom of the 8th. Latman's still out there. Throwing behind him now. I want to check something. Normally we get Claude Raymond up here. I just want to see how much he's been used. I know he pitched in the last game. He did not pitch the game before that, so he's available. Claude Raymond begins to throw. He's the closer down there. The Astros do not have a left-hander in their pen, which I find extremely odd. Uncarded, they've got Sembera. And let's check Houston's defense before we go to the bottom of the 8th. It looks pretty good. There's nobody any better, let's put it that way. They're set. They'll be the top of the order for the Braves. They trail by a run. Here's Felipe Alou. Holy crap, Jack, is that true? 5 players that were 5s? How many games did they lose that year? 112? Or 50 and 112. Does that sound right? That's what comes to mind without looking it up. Latman's ready to work now. Here's the windup of the pitch to Felipe. It's a 5-6 to the righty. Tapper down to short. That's Jackson. He's got it. Throws him out, 1 down. Oh my God, worse than I thought. 40 and 120. So they had 2 games they didn't make up, I guess. Holy crap, I thought 50 and 112 would be terrible. Here's Geiger now. Geiger 1 for 3 today. Latman into the windup. That's a 1-7 fly to center field. Backing up for it is the toy cannon. He's got it, and there's quickly 2 away here in the bottom of the 8th. And here he comes. The man who can tie the game with 1 swing of the bat. It's Henry Aaron. And Henry, deservedly, getting a big ovation from the home crowd. Latman into his windup now, and the pitch to Aaron. That's a 3-5. Struck him out, and Aaron wears the hat trick today as Latman strikes him out for the 3rd consecutive time. Three up, 3 down for Atlanta in the 8th. Let's see if I've got any coffee left before we go to the 9th. Oh yeah, I got a good half a cup in the carafe. How about that? My life is complete. Oh my goodness. I may have to take a nap before the night game. Staub, Aspermani, and Bateman due for Houston here in the 9th. They're holding on to a 2-1 lead. Clay Carroll comes out for his 2nd inning of work. Here's the windup and the pitch to Staub. On a 5-5 to the left-hander, swung on and missed strike 3. So Carroll fans Staub, and here's Aspromani now. 1 down. The windup and the pitch. A 5-8 to the righty is a grounder to second base X. That's bowling. 3E16 as he ranges behind the bag. On a 20, he's got it. Turns and throws in time. 4-3X, Aspromani retired. And with 2 outs, it'll be John Bateman. Bateman came into the game hitting .271, 3 homers and 9 runs batted in. Carroll into the windup now. 5-6, tapper down to first base. Thomas will take it himself. And it's a 1-2-3 inning for Clay Carroll. So for Houston, excuse me. For Houston, one's going to have to stand up. Latman coming out for the 9th. Claude Raymond tossing behind him. And the Braves will send up Gene Oliver, Lee Thomas, and Eddie Matthews. Oliver 0 for 3 today. Here's the windup and the pitch from Latman. That's going to be a 5-9 to the right-hander. Swung on and missed strike 3. Oliver down on strikes. And here's Lee Thomas, 1 for 2 with a walk. Latman stares in at the big left-handed hitter now. Gets his sign, the windup, the pitch. That's a 1-9. High fly ball to deep right field. Back goes Nicholson to the track, to the wall. It's gone, and we've got a tie ball game. Holy crap. Lee Thomas. 1-9, homer to 10. The roll is a 2. And for Thomas, just his second home run of the season, but it's a big one. And it ties the ball game here. And here's Eddie Matthews. 2-2, bottom of the 9th. Nobody on, 1 out. Latman into the windup. Pitch to Matthews on a 4-6. Fly to center. Jimmy Wynn camped under it. 2 down. And now this will be the last inning for Latman regardless, as he'd be due to lead off in the 10th. And the batter will be Bowling. Normally I would hit for Bowling, but we've already hit for Alomar. He's the last second baseman they have. So Latman will face him. Here's the pitch to Bowling. On a 2-7, tapper down to short, charging at Jackson. On the run, throws him out, and we're going to extra innings. A home run by Lee Thomas ties it up. Ho, 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 and it's drama again in Strat-O-Matic. Clay Carroll rated 4 for relief. Let's see what the Braves have on the bench. Yeah, no, they really can't do that. Thinking about a double switch with third base. They're going to let Carroll go for it. Latman due to lead off in the 10th. He'll give way to a pinch hitter. So Latman, fine game. He throws 9 innings. 5 hits only. 2 runs, 1 earned. He walked only 1. So beautiful effort by Latman, and he'll get nothing to show for it. Well, he could if they score here and then bring in a reliever for the save. He technically could still win it. He struck out, not that many, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No longer a save situation. Well, we'll see how it plays out. Right now they need a pinch hitter. Against Carroll, Lee May is going to come off the bench and bat. May, the left-hander. No, Mike, it does not. Complete is literally complete. The whole game. Here's Lee May now to lead it off for Houston, hitting for Latman. Carroll into the windup. On a 6-7 to the lefty. Fly to center field. That's going to be playable for Geiger. He ranges over and makes the catch, 1 away. So May retired. I'm glad I had that extra coffee now. Free baseball out of Atlanta. Here's Joe Morgan now. Carroll, the windup, pitched to little Joe is a 1-6, and he walks in ball 4. So Morgan aboard for the 3rd time today. Star 15, he'll have to be held on 1 through 13. Remember, he tried to steal in the 7th and was thrown out by Oliver. And here's Sonny Jackson. Carroll from the stretch. Pitch to Sonny, a 5-9, fly to left field, lazy fly ball. Falou drifts under it. Falou makes the catch, 2 away. And it'll be up to the Toei Cannon. Boy, this is the guy the Astros want up there. 2 for 3 with a walk, homered in the 1st. Carroll gets his sign now. From the stretch, a 2-6, and he walks him. So Wynn and Morgan, both excellent at drawing walks. They both walk here in the 10th. 1st and 2nd, 2 down, and it'll be up to Dave Nicholson. Carroll getting his signs now. In fact, Oliver's going out to the mound, probably going over some things with Carroll, perhaps how they want to pitch to Nicholson. Okay, now they're set. Carroll staring in, now from the stretch. Pitch to Dave Nicholson on a 5-3 to the right. He gets a grounder to the pitcher X. Carroll a 4-0. And here's the roll on the play. On a 16, it's the error range. The roll is a 4 on an E0. He makes the play for the out. 1-3X goes the play. Side retired. No runs, no hits, 2 left on. And we go to the bottom of the 10th in a 2-2 ball game. And Ron Taylor is going to come out for Houston. Taylor, a right-hander. They're saving Raymond for a save situation, since Raymond's really their only good reliever. Although Chris Zachary's pretty good. Other than that, it's scary in the Houston pen, which makes it scary in extra innings, for sure. So you'd have to favor Atlanta here. They're the home team. I mean, in an extra inning situation, of course. They're the home team, and they have the better bullpen and the better offense. So here's Woody to lead things off. He's 0 for 3 today. Taylor gets the sign from Latman. Now here's the windup and the pitch to Woody. On a 4-9, tapper down to third base. That's going to be Aspromane. He's got it, throws him out, one away. And now the Braves will send up a batter for Clay Carroll. Carroll did a fine job, 3 innings of relief. No sense trying to push it with him. He gave up 2 hits, walked a pair, 1 K, no runs allowed. Billy O'Dell would come on for the Braves if necessary. And they'll have a pinch hitter now against Ron Taylor. And it's going to be Mian. Felix Mian. Mian would go on to be a fine everyday second baseman, but he's not quite there yet. Taylor ready to work now into the windup. The pitch to Felix, a 1-7. Fly to center field. That's Toy Cannon drifting under it. Makes the catch, 2 away. And it'll be up to Felipe Alou for Atlanta. 2 out, nobody on, bottom of the 10th. Taylor into the windup. Pitch to Alou on a 1-6, triple to 7, and look at that, it's a 1. That's down the left field line into the corner. Bounces away from Staub. Win over to get it. Alou rounding. He's into third with a 2-out triple. The third triple of the ball game. So the winning run is standing on third base, but there are 2 away, and the batter will be Gary Geiger. Crowd on its feet now. As Taylor comes set. Full windup now, and the pitch to Geiger. A 3-5, struck him out. Ho ho! Oh my goodness, and we're going to the 11th. No runs, a hit, a man left standing at third base. After 10 innings, it's a 2-2 tie. And here's Odell. 2.64 in 113 innings of work, 10 saves. Odell in the replay has pitched in 2 games. In 1 2/3 inning has given up nothing. Let's take a minute and make sure we can see this card here. Or I may have to move back a little bit. Harrison, Staub, and Aspromane for Houston. And here's Harrison. Odell gets the sign from Oliver. Here's the windup. Here's the pitch. It's a 5-8 to the righty. Grounder to second base X. That's Bowling. Bowling, a 3E16. Here's the play on a 14. He's got it. Throws him out, 1 down. 4-3X, Harrison retired, and here's Staub. Staub 1 for 4 today, an RBI single back in the 6th. But that almost seems like yesterday now. Oh yeah, and Felix Mion, you better believe it. Left on left now as Odell comes back. The windup, the pitch to Staub's the 4-10 to the left. He gets a single to 15, and that's in there for a base hit, and Staub's aboard the one down. Roll is a 4. Rusty Staub, a 1-out single, and here's Strat-O-Matic. Strat-O-Matic 0 for 4 in the game. Odell from the stretch. It's a 2-11. Grounder to first base. Thomas has it. His only play is going to be to flip to Odell covering. And Staub's going to take second. So Staub in scoring position with 2 down. And it will be up to Bateman. Bateman 0 for 4 today. Came into the game with 3 homers and 9 runs batted in. They could put him on and force their hand. Astros bench running low. Especially against a left-hander. Yeah, that would make sense. If I'm Atlanta, that's exactly what I'm going to do. Bateman's going to be given the intentional walk. And that's going to force Grady Hatton's hand. He'll have to bat for Taylor. So the chess match in full bloom here in the 11th. One intentional walk. And despite what I said, they're going to go to Raymond. They don't really have any other choice. And now they're going to try to find a pinch hitter against Billy Odell. Could be Brand. .247. It's going to be Ron Davis, backup outfielder. I don't even think Davis has played yet this season. Let's have a look. He has 2 at-bats. He's 0 for 2. So runners at first and second, 2 down. Here's Ron Davis coming off the bench to face Billy Odell. Here's the pitch. So on a 110, he walks him and the bases are loaded. Holy crap. Bateman down to second, Staub to third, and Joe Morgan will come to bat. Morgan 2 for 4 with a walk, left on left. No place to put him. Base is full, 2 down. The pitch to Morgan, a 5-7 grounder to second base. Bowling has it. He'll go the short way to Woodward. And that will do it for Houston in the 11th. No runs a hit. They leave the bases loaded. And talk about wasting chances. Holy cow. And Atlanta has the batters you'd like to have up here. Hank Aaron to lead it off. Oliver and Thomas to follow. Aaron can end it with 1 swing. Claude Raymond on to pitch for the Astros. Raymond comes in. I'm checking his replay stats now. A very ugly 9.39 ERA. He's been in 7 games. He is 1-0 with 3 saves. 7 2/3 innings, 12 hits allowed. He has served up 3 home runs in the 7 2/3 inning. That was his undoing. Basically, that's what's really destroyed his stat line to this point. But again, it's a very, very small sample size. So here's Henry Aaron now. 0 for 4 today, struck out 3 times. What a chance for him to redeem himself right here. Crowd on its feet. Raymond into the windup. The pitch to Hammer and Hank is a 6-5 grounder to short X. That's Jackson, a 3E40. Nothing automatic about this play. Here's the roll on a 10. That's the E range. It's a 6 on a 40, and Jackson boots it. There you go. E6. Aaron's aboard. He's a star 19. Raymond a -4. So he'd be a 15 not held. They'll have to hold him on, making him a 1 to 13. And here's Gene Oliver checking the Atlanta bench. Not much left there. Aaron on first, nobody out. 1 through 13, if he could get the lead, he'd need to roll a 7 to do so. Raymond from the stretch. Pitch to Gene Oliver on a 6-12. It's a grounder to the pitcher X. Raymond's a 3E16. And here is the play. On an 8, it's the error range. It's a 4. On a 16, he makes an error. 1 base error, Raymond. And it's back-to-back errors for Houston. Oh, my goodness. And the Braves are sitting pretty now. 3rd error of the game for the Astros. Aaron, a 1 through 16 runner in scoring position. Oliver, a 1 through 11, but he doesn't mean crap. And here's Lee Thomas. First and second, nobody out. Thinking about bunting here, but Thomas is a C. Thomas is also 2 for 3 with a walk and a home run. He's going to swing away. Raymond from the stretch. Pitch to Thomas, a 5-9 to the lefty. Fly to center field B. Aaron could tag up on that. That's to win. Aaron, 16, 18, only out on a 20. He's going to tag. Oh, he doesn't make it, but he's not thrown out either. On a 19, he holds his base. Holy crap. That was close. I could use Torrey. But he'd have to hit for a bad hitter. And again, what position would he... I guess Brassou could play the infield about anywhere, although he's really bad. He'd hit in the pitcher's spot, I suppose, if it came up. 1 out. First and second, here's Eddie Matthews. Matthews is 1 for 4. Raymond from the stretch. Pitch to Eddie Matthews on a 5-11. It's a fly to right field X. That's Nicholson, a 3E11. Here's the roll on the play. It's a 4. Double off of Nicholson, and that's the ball game. So 3 X plays, and the Astros can't make a damn one of them. And that's the ball game. Aaron comes in to score easily on the game-winning double by Matthews, and the fans are going absolutely crazy here. Matthews' teammates gathering to congratulate him. Oh my God, they mob Aaron as he crosses the plate. I'm just going to note that as a right field X. 3 X chances, and they couldn't make a play. You could say the Astros beat themselves here in the 11th. In 11 innings, the Braves edged the Astros 3-2. Odell, in his inning of work, picks up the win. Most likely, again, Strat-O-Matic will assign these things when I input the game. And Raymond implodes again. his first loss. For Billy Odell, his first decision as well. Raymond, 1 hit, an unearned run. 2 of the 3 Atlanta runs were unearned. Odell, 1 hit, 2 walks, 1 intentional. So for the Braves, 3 runs on 7 hits, no errors, and that's the key because the Astros made 3 errors, plus 2 other base hits at least off of the X chart. Two runs on 9 hits, 3 errors. You got that right, Mike. And thank you guys. Thanks, Dave, Franklin, Razor, Mike, and everybody. Kurt. Anybody I forgot to mention, my apologies. So in about 2.5 hours, I'll be back with Phillies at Cubs. That's Bunning and Ellsworth. So please join me for that one. Braves improved to 8-9. Astros dropped to 9-8. It's tightening up in the NL. I want to thank you guys again for joining me. Have a great evening. And hopefully I'll catch you on the nightcap. If not, I'll see you tomorrow at 1 p.m. No, you won't see me tomorrow. I'm sorry. That's right. Tomorrow I visit my family. I could roll a game in the evening if I get home in time. If not, it will be Sunday at 1 p.m. for sure. So thanks again and take care, everybody. Bye for now.